Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to Adventures in Arcane Space. Once again, I am your Dungeon Master, AuldDragon, and the players are...
Hi, I'm David Big Mac Shepherd. I play Braxon Miacc, who's a human fighter from an asteroid near Brow.
Hi everyone, I'm Dakami-sama, and I play Solas Ebha, who is Half-Elven Cleric Mage of Ogma.
Hey, I'm James. I play Ockar, human paladin from Brawl.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sailing Mortar. I play Finnel'ar Mohani, a druid from Grayspace.
Hi, I'm Levalithana Seshathar, an elven wild mage.
Hey there, I'm Thakad. I play Lafdul Moonglade, an elven specialty priest of Erevan, Illustrator, and occasionally a thief. His gimmick is being part of a Mischiefmaker, is coming up with fun titles as part of one's reinvention, I guess, of recreating oneself. So his current title is the Illustriously Indiscernible Interstellar Inquirer. So, yeah. I haven't done any based descriptions. So.
You didn't even botch for the title.
No.
And we get some bits for your title and for last stream's title as well. And
is yeah, thank you.
from Anghammarand, yep.
Fold.
For those who want to see me play even more Spelljammer content, it is September, and we're working our way towards 150 sub points. If we get there, I will play a Spelljammer Pirates of Realm Space on stream to completion. We're currently at 97 sub points. So if you want to see that, you know what to do.
153, I believe.
And
53.
Yep, 53. And if viewers out there wish to have some influence on the actions of the players, I can give them a reroll with 500 bits. And we currently stand at Braxon has 1, Finn has 0, Ockar has 1, Lafdul has 1, Leva has 4, Solas has 2, I, the Dungeon Master, have 10. So we left off last time. The party had just landed on the mountain that holds the prison. I don't have like a picture of that or anything like that, so we're still on the resting screen of the the Intersphere here. Boy, do I wish that I knew an artist who didn't mind just doing artwork for me for free. just to have them generate all kinds of art for me.
Just offer them basically that they get views for their art. I hear that goes well.
Yeah. I'll pay them with exposure. Exposure. It always works.
Just send them to Radol, and then they can be paid in exposure.
So the party has just put down. It's about 5 p.m. In the evening. You're a few hours away from the sun setting. So what do you want to do right off the bat? Like, you haven't taken time to look for a campsite or hide your flitter or anything like that. So there's, no scouting that's been done, anything like that. So what do you want to do first?
I guess we need to hide the flitter first.
Yeah, we need to find a place, a long-term base of operations, because we might potentially be camping outside. So
it was a crevasse on the mountaintop, right?
You did put down in kind of a where there's an overhang. So it's kind of hidden right now. But this was also you just needed to get down quickly and someplace that seemed reasonably safe and secure from spotting, just on a quick glance. So there might be better spots if you want to do some scouting around first.
Are there any vegetation on the mountain?
There is, but nothing substantial. It's very short, bushy trees, bushes, some grasses, moss, lichen, that kind of thing, and it's nothing particularly dense. It's pretty rocky.
Okay.
I guess we should explore the immediate area to make sure there's no threats.
Mhm.
Probably we'd put Finn in charge of saying who goes where, as he's good with wilderness stuff. He's our expert.
So, real fast, one thing that I'll note about the place that you did put down is that it doesn't offer you much vantage on the surrounding area. So it's like recessed. It is protected
Yeah.
from view from casual observers outside if you're just wandering around standing up.
Yeah.
But it also doesn't mean, it also means that you have no surveillance or vantage points or anything like that.
Yeah. So we did pack a camouflage net, so we'd be getting it out and trying to deploy that to
Well,
camouflage the ship.
Whoa. What's that exactly? Sorry, you're not referring to the camel tent.
No, something like a tarp or something to cover it
Alright.
up.
Old.
Mhm.
Remind me, how long did the potion of invisibility one gulp make you invisible?
I believe it's like a turn or so. I'd have to go double check.
Turn to half an hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's variable.
Yeah. Then Solas would say that he is going to be flying around a bit and take 2 gulps of the invisibility potion and cast fly on himself.
Okay.
And basically look around for a potentially better place to hide the ship and have a vantage point on the down below.
Alright. Which potion of invisibility are you taking?
I have the steel flask with clear alcohol smelling liquid. I've used it before. I had 5 out of 8 uses left.
Okay.
So I
you're
used
taking
2
two.
now
Alright.
and I have 3 left.
Okay. So you cast Fly on yourself and begin to scout around.
Mhm.
Well, you'll have to come back and like report on stuff. So
Mhm.
let's see. All right.
Hang on.
Yep.
I've only got one of these spells, but I could cast telepathy on you. It would only last for like 20 minutes. No, actually, no, about half an hour. But you should be able to communicate with me. But that means I'll be able to burn that spell for the day, but you should won't have to come back, but I don't know.
Well, it's not going to be hours-long scouting in any way, since I'm on the time limit from the potion.
Do you want it?
Yeah, you can cast it if you want.
Alright, I'll cast it, and it gives us, allows us to... Yeah, no, that's fine. I'll cast telepathy on him.
Okay.
I think it's just the range is just for casting it, and once it's been cast, it lasts as long as you don't go into another dimension.
Okay. So you cast that before he takes the potions. All right. So Solas begins to scout around the top of the mountain to look for a better. Are you looking for a better campsite? Or are you looking for a better spot to hide the flitter? What exactly are you looking for?
I'm looking better spot to hide the flitter and a spot that we could use as a vantage point to basically scout down below with the spyglass and such.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't know if I just got picked up.
All right. So you begin to do that. Finn. Braxon is kind of looking at you for to kind of take a lead on scouting, other sorts of scouting. Is there anything that you want to do?
Finn would probably look to scout a circle around where we've landed.
Do you want help or do you want to stay out the way?
Well, Finn can move faster by himself.
Okay.
Well, I'm relaying information to whoever's nearby me, I guess, from what Solas tells me.
I think rest of the party could basically check the immediate
Yeah.
immediate
Have them
area
check
of
the immediate area while I range out a little bit farther.
Okay.
Mhm.
You can also like start putting that tarp over the flitter and like try to get like cover it with dust and dirt and stones and stuff
Yeah.
like that, trying to get
What
it to look like
time of day is it?
it's 5 p.m.
Yeah,
Fairly dark. then.
it was few hours
No,
before
it's
sunset.
so it's 5 p.m. in the summer, so
Oh,
you got
like
about 3
4 or
hours
5
before.
hours.
Yeah, you got about 3 hours before the sun sets. Basically, where you are, the sun will set at 8, and sunrise is at 6.
Yeah, Braxon will do that if
Well,
maybe
we might
with
be
Ockar.
moving the flitter.
Well, yeah, but
I
like
don't
if you
think
don't
move
it,
if the flitter is now no longer invisible, then if we find a better place to move it to, we should move it tomorrow when we can make it invisible
Oh,
again.
alright.
Or
In my
during
opinion.
during nighttime.
Yeah, or
Sounds
during
silly.
nighttime.
How heavy is that thing to carry between the party?
it's really
It's a s-
bulky.
It's a
Yeah,
Spelljammer
but
ton.
there's also like 8 of us.
Yeah,
It's
but
not heavy, but it's bulky. It's got 2 giant wings on it.
Yeah, it's like trying to carry a glider.
You couldn't shrink it, could you, Lava?
She could probably do it, yes.
Is there a limit
Is it what?
on your enlargement
Just a
or
sec.
object? Yeah, creature or object.
Well, don't shrink it now because it's being covered with a tarp.
Oh, I was just thinking if we make it more carryable, we just carry it to any location while it's shrunk down if she has the spell.
Yeah, but we don't know where to carry it yet.
Yeah.
Don't forget, it doesn't last forever.
No, of course not. But, you know.
Also, Solas, be careful flying, because it is still strong winds.
Mhm.
Actually, how is that affected by magical flying? Do you get resistance?
Yeah, you absolutely would get resistance.
Oh, alright.
Yeah,
It
but
is
Solas is still
spells.
cautious.
Yeah, it does not like get around the fact that it is windy and stuff like that.
So Solas is cautious due to the winds and because there might be some unknown dangers here.
Finn, anything in particular that you're trying to pay special attention to while you are searching around?
Areas that are definitely out of sight from the surrounding area. Maybe trying to find like a cliff's edge or something that we could look down from that's near that.
Okay. Okay, so how long do you want to spend doing that, Finn?
So what you said, it's about 3 hours of daylight left?
Yeah.
Finn will spend 2 then.
Okay. And how long are you going to be spending Solas? Since you're not exactly sure how long the invisibility will last, and you have about half an hour with the telepathy, if that matters.
I will spend about the half an hour, and if the invisibility ends before I get back, I will take quick gulp from the potion again.
Okay, so about a half an hour. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Solas, you get back first. You've kind of noted out a couple spots that would be good for, like, vantage points. They wouldn't be good, like, they wouldn't be good camping sites, but they'd be a good spot to put someone to watch around the mountain at various points. They're kind of protected. There's like a boulder there, or some bushes that you could hide in, or something like that.
How difficult would it get to those places without flying? With help of Braxon's magic rope, for example.
So the
Mohani.
mountain isn't particularly treacherous. So like you're not looking at like cliffs that you need to climb or crevasses that you need to cross or anything like that. It's more that like the worst thing that would happen would be a fall and fall on some rocks and stuff like that, but not from a great height.
Okay.
So, but such things could set up some rocks flittering away down the side of the mountain, or
Yeah.
sending up dust or something like that that might be noticed.
We need to be very careful not to start a rock slide.
Yeah, and obviously, like not like some of those spots that you identified. You know, it would be like you only need to be at one of them to see the same thing, kind of thing. So nothing in like you're just identifying spots. So you got various things, and it kind of will boil down to how much of the mountain you want to, in surrounding area, how much you want to keep sight of.
Did I find any places where I could see the entranceway? Or is it hidden so that you would have to go down?
You would have to go down to actually see the entranceway, but you did see where it was because there's a road leading to it.
Okay.
It's not exactly an extremely well-kept road. I mean, like, it's a rough road for very specific usage, so it's not like a highly paved, well-paved, well-fitted stones and stuff like that. There are paving stones, but there's also a lot of dirt that's come up around it. You can see like grooves from cart tracks in it, and it looks pretty old. So it's not well used, and that kind of thing. So it's but it is very noticeable from up here.
I mean, if it was well used, then the prison might not stay so secret that long. So it's understandable that it's not that well used road.
Well, the impression that you got was more that the nature of the prison itself was secret, not the exact location and stuff like that. Given that it's in a mountain, you only were able to, like, you don't see any other roads. You didn't see any other roads leading to the mountain, so it doesn't look like there's like a back gate or side gates or a postern or anything like that. It does seem like there's one entrance. So in that kind of way, it would be difficult for, to be assaulted by someone who wanted to break in and get someone out, kind of thing. One thing that you did see is there is some smoke coming up from a spot partway down the slope in the direction of the entrance. So you were able to quickly, you didn't have time to go over and examine it, but it's pretty easy for you to find that again. So there is there's some chimneys there that you were able to identify. So you get back and start relaying the information. You did not see a better spot to put the flitter itself.
Okay.
And And you did also identify some spots that might be good for camping, depending on how you guys want to set up your camps. After about 2 hours, or another hour and a half, Finn, you get back. You've been to a lot of the spots that Solas identified from his brief flight around. You also saw the smoke coming out, but you didn't go down to investigate that because it is down the slope of the mountain. But it's pretty easy for you to, for both of you, either of you, to, indicate where it was and everything like that. And once you guys have pointed that out, from where you are, anyone can see the bit of smoke coming up. So Finn, you have a good feel for all of the camping sites that are nearby. So it depends on what kind of one, what kind of features you guys want in a campsite. Will determine
While flying,
what you
while
find.
flying,
Hold
did
on.
I spot...
Oh,
sorry.
that's okay. You've also spotted a number of good vantage points. Some like all the ones that Solas found, as well as some others that he didn't notice that because you were on the ground and because you have a better feel for nature, you found other ones that are very well hidden. Okay, now Solas, what was the question you had?
Yeah, did I spot any basically wildlife or any potential dangers while I was flying?
Most of the wildlife around is fairly normal, small animal stuff. Birds, some hawks, that kind of thing. That's kind of the largest thing. You didn't see any particular dangers. The fact that this is an isolated mountain doesn't exactly give it a whole lot. It doesn't make the area very suitable for large monster or large animal types that would range far around, kind of thing, because it would be really easy to isolate them. And there's no mountain goats or anything like that.
Yeah, just making sure that that we don't accidentally walk into a giant spider's nest.
Well,
or something.
I mean, there still could be some hidden stuff, but you didn't see anything else of note. Finn, any questions that you have about your scouting trip?
Some of those really well hidden areas, are some of them near like the edge where we could take a short trip to go look down?
Yeah, so those well hidden are they're good vantage points. They're a little bit harder to get to, but they're very well hidden in terms of like someone who is in one of those would be basically invisible to anyone outside unless they really make themselves clear, like starting a fire or if they were using a spyglass and it caught the light from the sun, that kind of thing.
Were any of them large enough to stow the flitter in as well?
No.
Okay.
You also agree that this is actually the best place for the flitter in terms of size and being reasonably well hidden.
Yeah, with the weather I predicted, we definitely want to make sure it's well secured as well. Tie it down.
Well, keep in mind that the weather you predicted was for the islands, which is really far away. It doesn't apply to where you are right now.
Ah, okay.
Different weather conditions will be in place.
One more question.
Mm-hmm.
While flying, did I spot any potential route down?
Lots of routes down, yeah.
That would be semi-hidden from the road.
That's something that you're going to need to look at, like actually go to them and identify. Finn spotted a number of those as well, so it's something that you guys will need to like actually go to and scout out directly with the intention of figuring out getting down and like the ones that you spotted, they're all possibilities. They may not actually
Yeah.
be good ways down. It's something that you'll need to actually look at to verify, kind of thing.
Yeah, so Solas would suggest for the rest of the party that someone or a few of the party members should scout those routes down tomorrow and see if they are hidden enough. Since I think when we make our move, we want to save as many spells and abilities for when the situation starts. So getting down from the mountain without using those would be good.
I can traverse the mountain fairly easily.
Real fast. Also, Finn, give me an intelligence check, please. Okay. All right. That was just to see if you got some information, but you did not.
How far away from where we are currently, obviously down the mountain towards the entrance, is it on foot? For me, if I was going alone.
It would probably, well, so the quickest you could get down is probably somewhere between something about an hour.
It's reasonable.
And that's you alone, not looking for a path and just like climbing. So you're really good at climbing.
Yeah.
So the mountain is in such a way that you wouldn't really need to worry too much about.
What type of rock type of this mountain? Well, I'm not asking for great detail. Is it a type of rocky mountain that will break away easily, like a sandstone mountain or something?
No, because this is a former volcano, so it's all volcanic rock.
Oh, salt and stuff.
Yeah.
There's not going to be too much. That's going to be quite stable, actually. Might be some jagged, sharp edges.
I mean, there's been it's
flaky.
It's old,
Maybe.
So there's a lot of erosion.
Yeah.
But so it's more that you need to deal with erosion type stuff rather than unstable rocks or something like that. But rocks that may look stable may not be stable because of erosion. And none of you have mountaineering, I don't think?
No.
Yeah.
One of those pretty niche abilities you only ever take if you're doing a campaign on the world.
Well, I mean, there's
Well, the
there's lots
incentive
of,
to take it is higher.
Well, yes, but also, sometimes, like I always, when I'm creating a character, take a few things that are background based. So, but I didn't think any of that. It was more of a long shot to see if I was forgetting a skill that you guys had.
Braxon's going to ask Solas and Finn if they saw anything that looked like a channel, maybe like a channel carved out by the lava or a river that we might be able to use to go down without being so easily seen.
So neither of them saw, like, channels per se. Like, they saw some paths that need further scouting to see if they would make a good route down that is, to check out the routes to see which ones are easier to go down, which ones might be more protected, harder to see from the ground, that kind of thing. They all need scouting to verify any of that.
Question, people that have got low light vision, at night time they won't see anything with a spyglass, will they?
No, because it only extends out to 60 feet.
Right, okay.
Now, I mean, there's still stuff that you can see because you got starlight, moonlight, depending on the cloud cover.
Yeah.
It's entirely possible that if there are people outside, they may have torches or lanterns, so they're like it's not going to be complete pitch black at night.
Yeah.
You can see very clearly with the spyglass up to 60 feet.
Well, you can see infravision up to 60 feet with the spyglass.
Yeah.
All right, so what kind of campsite would you guys be wanting to set up, and what kind of things would you want at that campsite?
For the first night, I have a Liam's tiny hut to cast if we want to camp on the flitter.
The
It would also
dome.
camouflage the flitter quite well.
Well, the flitter is now currently covered with a tarp.
Or I can cast it outside the flitter, but it would give us pretty good camouflage.
So it doesn't have to look like a hut. It can look like
No,
a
it's
box.
actually opaque sphere that I can choose the color it is.
Okay, I was going to ask Finn if he'd found any caves.
Also, benefit of the Liam's tiny hut is that there is light inside the hut or the sphere.
Okay.
Yeah, light wouldn't leave the thing either because
Yeah.
it's blocked.
And inside is nice and comfy 74 Fahrenheit.
Should we do that and have watches?
I
I'm assuming.
imagine we'll need watches if we're well hidden and we have that tiny hut.
Okay.
Personally.
It is going to be a bit snug in there since it's a 15 feet diameter sphere, but I think we should be able to fit in there since up to 7 man-sized creatures can fit in.
I mean, you might also actually want someone to, like you can have people watching down the mountain or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Biomulf will have to sleep outside.
I'm just wondering how you just phrase that.
I was thinking we probably should have a forward person watching, because one of the things I wanted to do is get an idea of what activity there is on that road. And
Yeah,
now, especially that you've seen smoke coming from a building, it suggests that building is manned as well as the prison itself.
yeah.
I
So
almost think it'd be worth checking out that building.
Yeah, it'd also help in our spell memorization the next day if we know what we're dealing with rather than guessing.
All right, so you got about after Finn is back, you got about an hour of daylight left. Do you want to go try and check out the smoke you saw?
The route to the ledge to look down, or ridge or whatever it is that fairly clear that we could get forwards and backwards at night without falling over? Or do we have to be back within the hour?
It depends on the person. Finn would have absolutely no problem.
Okay.
Finn is very good at navigating through natural terrain, so he would have no problem getting there and back at night. The rest of you may have trouble, may not have trouble, depending on your personal skills and equipment and the equipment that you take.
Also, didn't Finn have the Ion Stone that gave infravision?
It does, but he'd be really good even without that.
Yeah, but it gives the extra edge. Solas is pretty much ready to set the camp and the tiny hut. Once he casts the spell, he pretty much is stuck within it, since if he leaves the hut disappears.
Yeah, well, Braxon's got wild space survival, but I don't think that helps on a planet. But
it helps a little bit on a planet just because like anything that is related to small
Rocks.
asteroids and stuff like that. I mean,
Yeah.
like there's wild space survival is also on small planetoids. Like it includes small
Yeah.
planetoids, especially small planetoids that seem fairly barren. So it may
yeah.
help. There's
Yeah.
always a chance because like, some of the skills involved in are just kind of general survival skills as well. So
Yeah.
But yeah, if people are going to check it out, I'd say that we should not go as a whole party.
No.
Oh, I got 3 hours on a polymorph self. Make myself invisible.
well, I mean, if you polymorph,
Yes.
then into a normal animal, then you don't really need to be invisible as well. Like a
Yeah,
normal animal
that's-
is perfectly good camouflage.
Yeah, you could, for
Wha-
example, polymorph into one of those hawks we saw.
There are hawks there.
Yeah.
Hey.
Did you want to say something, Braxon?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's noise we're worried about as well as people seeing us.
Well, yeah, but if you're acting as a normal animal and you're doing what a normal
Yeah.
animal would
Yeah,
at
at
least
least an animal.
convincingly, then again, like noise will draw attention, but you'll be, you're more likely to be dismissed, kind of thing.
Okay. Well, Braxton will say to Finn, "Well, like you're on point on this, but I'd like to go up near the ledge if we got time. Get a lay of the land."
Oh, because I thought we were going to check out the smoke.
Yeah, we can.
You only have
Why
an
don't you
hour of
go up-
daylight.
Why don't you go up to the ledge and Lafdul and I'll go check out the smoke?
Well, Solas could direct him. I mean, Solas and Braxon could go to the ledge,
Yeah.
Well, Solas can go with Braxon.
since Solas knows where it is.
Yeah. Well, we don't. If you want to check out the smoke, we could all check out the smoke. But
Well,
No,
I'd
don't
just
think-
like to make sure we're not going to leave something behind us that we'll regret later.
yeah,
And more people moving is more chances of being spotted.
Besides, if we look like animals, then it's almost just not gonna
that's
draw any
true.
attention.
All right. Okay.
So before that, do you want to ask Ockar and Leva to start like setting up a camp location? I mean, you haven't decided on a specific camp location.
Yeah, I mean, it sounded like they were talking about camping next to the flitter. I don't know how good that is for that.
Well, right, because no one. I mentioned that you guys noticed some potential campsites. You can camp right here, where at the flitter too, but then there was no
Well-
further questions about that. I mean, some of it is like, do you want to get a campsite that's closer to certain spots? Do you want to camp in a more well-protected spot? Like, do you want to?
We had only half an hour of the daylight left.
You have an hour.
Hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, trying to set up a campsite in the middle of the night is not fun.
Okay then. All right, then anyone that's not coming, set up the camp.
Okay, at the flitter. Okay, all right. So
Yeah.
Solas
I think for the
Solas and Braxon, you start heading towards the vantage point, and Finn and Lafdul, you're going to head down to the smoke. Lafdul, you're going to use polymorph, or were you gonna walk and climb your way? Or were you gonna do something else?
What were you just gonna change your shape, were you, Finn? And just observe as a bird, or?
Yeah, if that's actually probably the easier way to get there.
All right. And yeah, no, I'll do that. I'll take a sim. Well, you suggest a form, and I'll take it.
The local hawks are probably the best form,
All right, I'll take on the hawk form.
because if we go as anything smaller, the local hawks may decide we're dinner.
Make yourself slightly bigger. Oh, yeah, well, I don't know if I can.
All right, so you both change yourselves into local hawks and start winging your way over towards the smoke. So you get to the location, and what you see are some holes in the ground that the smoke is coming out of, and they form a series, and one of them has been blocked by, you know, a little rock fall kind of thing. Including that one, there's 5 total, and they're all
Are they like
they're all
fissures?
spaced in a line. No, they're clearly manufactured holes
Oh.
because they are they're basically 1-foot circular holes.
Like a chimney.
Yeah,
Maybe.
you'd say that they're a chimney. You can smell like it's wood smoke.
Ah.
Are they using the one that is
You're not there.
partly blocked?
You're
I
not
was,
there.
I was like, what's the vision like for an eagle? Eagles have got pretty good vision.
Hawks have very good vision. Yes.
Oh, hawk, sorry.
Yep.
Well, if it's smoky, you can't really see through the smoke.
No, and I
Oh,
mean
it'd be
you'd also be looking from bright sunlight area down into a black hole kind of thing. You can't see very far.
Oh,
down at all.
Lafdul has this really terrible idea. He's fighting the mental urge to not use his brass bottle of indefinite smoke. Flood them inside out.
Well, but the smoke's coming up, so your smoke would not go down.
Yeah, that's why you'd have to seal off the top and just kind of like force it to go into the base that way, like gassing them out. So there's a potential option. I suppose
Yeah.
it would go out with the other chimney options, but you know that might be fun. No, I'm not doing it, but it's a thought. It's
No, I
trying to
get
fight
that.
against.
Do we see any other chimneys that maybe aren't in use?
No. And these are all very close together. So they are very much like in a row kind of thing, just right into the ground. There's nothing coming up that out of there. They're just like flat on the ground.
How deep are they?
You have no idea. I mean, you'd assume they go all the way down to the prison, however far down that is.
I try to pick up a rock with my claws, a little like pebble. Well, not pebble, you know. It's obviously going to be small for a hawk, but I'm going to see if I can just kick it in, I guess.
I mean, that might alert someone that there's something going on up top.
I mean, it's just a rock.
Yeah.
It's a
I-
volcano. They're on a
that's why I said
mountainside,
just
you
might.
know.
You want to take that risk?
I look like I'm doing it. I'm just seeing if Finn will stop me. We can't communicate, but I'm sure he can see my intentions.
Yeah, you'd probably pick it up in your beak, not your claw, actually.
Is your grand plan to pull a Santa Claus?
I mean, I think that was Finn's suggestion last session. I think I'm not sure.
I mean,
it's not
it's
not a
way
bad
in.
idea to keep that option open.
Yeah, it's a way in.
Or
All
a
right, so
way out?
you drop a small pebble down the shaft.
Yeah, and see how if we can hear it.
All right, give me
I
an
look like
intelligence.
I'm
Both of you, give me an intelligence check.
Sounds silly, but my detect noise doesn't apply in a sound in a form.
Because this isn't about trying to hear something; it's about trying to interpret what you're hearing.
Oh, intelligence. Nope.
All right, but Finn, from the way the sound of the stone bounces as it goes down, number one, you hear it hit metal, and then stone again. So there is and the way that you hear it, you're pretty sure that the shaft slopes.
Okay.
Also, both of you look in again closer, trying to hold your breath because smoke is coming out. you can now see that there is a metal grill not too far down there to kind of prevent a whole lot of stuff from going all the way down. Like if there were another rock fall, it would catch all but the smallest stuff. So unless you were insubstantial, you'd have to remove one of those to get anything in, like, I mean, they're
How small, like mouse,
well,
snake?
the holes are about a foot across in total size, but the grill down there, the grill's down about 6 inches. You'd have to be really small to get down there. A mouse might do it, but a mouse would also just, like, fall all the way down.
Maybe like a lizard or something.
You'd need to have something that can cling to the sheer rock
spiders
side, or something that can fly, or something like that. Or you'd have to remove the grill.
That and be able to somehow breathe too.
That
I got a ring
that would be important.
Yeah, I got a ring that allows me to suspend my need to breathe.
But that's just you.
Yeah.
But the good news is that also means nothing's going to come up out of these shafts looking for us either.
I look around the vicinity. How far away does it look? I guess like a main entranceway. Is this like somewhere off the mountainside that you wouldn't suspect, or?
Like in terms of the mountain, you're definitely closer to the entrance than not, and it is off to the side. Like if you stand and face where the road is, because the road leads right to the entrance, you're on the right side of that. So, like, if you stand right at the chimney and look towards the road is going to your left now to get to the entrance. And if you go down and you're facing the entrance, like you stand right in front of the entrance and look at it, the smoke would be to your left.
How many other hawks are around? I mean, it's late in the day. I imagine
there's a couple wheeling their ways around up in the sky.
They paid us any attention?
Nope. Finn would realize that they're not particularly territorial, which means that there's plenty of food around.
Do I see anything that would immediately seem like it would see me? I'm looking around for, I don't know, hours, anything now.
I mean, anything around that might see you, that other than like the hawks right now that you can see, would probably be considered a prey creature, so it's probably hiding from you.
Yeah, no, I can change back into a human form, then re-change back into a hawk, so I can communicate with him. So I will try to look for the most secluded area.
I mean, if you lay down, like if you lay down flat on the ground, if you lay down flat on the ground, you're not going to be noticed from down below.
All right, then yeah, I'll obviously do that.
The spell lets you change.
Like yeah, you can keep on changing back. It takes a round to do it, though.
Okay. All right. So what do you say?
I would like to do I say this. Move to the left if it's for no. Move to the right if it's for yes.
He can shake his head.
And all that, yeah, I guess. I want to do a flyby right by the entrance, well, relatively close. Just to see the guards or, just to get a close look. I mean, there are hawks flying about. I point around. I assume occasionally one might fly a bit close to the entrance.
Does your polymorph spell give you the special abilities of the form you take? Like eyesight?
Are you asking?
I know you, Lafdul, the spell, because I know that Finn's does, but his is shape change. His is technically more powerful.
I do not get. I don't get special abilities. Like,
So I think your vision is still your normal vision then.
Is it the wizard polymorph self?
It's basically
Yeah.
mirror set, yeah.
Then it's
I get the form,
polymorph
locomotion, and
self.
breathing.
It says, for example, the wizard changed into an owl could fly, but his
Oh,
vision would
yeah.
be human.
Yeah, my vision's my own.
So Finn gets the vision of his. So you could still do a flyby, and he'd be able to see things that you can't. Like, depending on how low you go and stuff like that. Like, he doesn't need to get anywhere near as low as you do to see stuff. You could do a flyby and he can see things that you can't, kind of.
I'm gonna do an experiment. I'm going to cast a spell. I'm going to cast Mind Read. I will tell him that I'm casting Mind Read, and I will say, "Can you think thoughts?" And I will see if I can interpret them. I will see if I can understand you.
What
Well,
do
the
you?
first thing,
Well, hold on. What are you trying to get? Are you trying to get like, kind of like a poor man's telepathy going here?
Yeah, basically a Mind Read. If he can think things, then I can understand what he's thinking, as long as he makes them
Okay.
clear and precise.
Okay. All right.
So,
Finn,
might
what are you
be
gonna
like a
think?
so the first thing I'm going to think about is the fact that it's almost dark, and even hawks don't see that good in the dark.
Oh, well, I see by infravision. I have my own sight. I don't have hawk sight.
But it's
But,
still
yeah.
only 60 feet.
And then hawks tend to not be flying around in the dark because when they're flying, they're hunting for prey, and if they can't see prey, they don't get anything to eat.
Hmm. You think we should head back then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
It's not that it's a bad idea, it's just we should probably do it with more light.
Oh, that's fine.
So you two head back?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So once you're back, Finn, would you change back into your human form?
Yeah.
Okay. So you two can discuss it and plan it out. Again, so what I was trying to get at is that Finn could, like, you, Lafdul, would need to fly. Like, if you wanted to make out details of the entrance, you'd have to fly down pretty close to it. Finn can fly at a pretty normal hawk height and make out what you would need to get really low to see. So he like you two can fly really high. Lafdul, you won't see much in particular, but Finn will see details. So you could do a thing like that if you wanted the next day, since you've already decided on that.
That sounds like a plan. I mean, if you wanted to get a closer look, all you'd have to do is find something to eat.
Oh, yeah. Do hawks drop their prey?
Some do.
From
It
high up.
depends on what they're. That's a turtle thing. I mean, that's a. If they're eating turtles, that's what they do.
I was just thinking if we had something relatively. Oh, I don't know how I'd feel about eating something raw.
You could just pretend. But the part of the problem is that you can't see from a normal hawk hunting height. You can't see the prey.
Yeah. I was just looking for an excuse to be close up as well. I mean, I could just be ye old Lafdul, just invisible and just be close.
Well, but also, like, Finn can see what you would need to be close to see. And then he could tell you what he saw, kind of thing.
Alright, yeah, no, alright, the next
But
day
it's also for
we'll-
next day, so, you know, you can...
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna convey if you do like a flyby the next day and detail back the information, I'll cast telepathy on you, so you don't necessarily have to be back in humanoid form. If you want to do something else while within that form, because obviously once you transform back, you've lost your ability for the day.
Only part of the ability.
Well, isn't it just that type?
I mean,
Yeah,
he could
that
go
type,
down
yeah.
as other animals, is what he means.
Yeah. But yeah, I do think we need the eyes on the situation.
All right. So meanwhile, Braxon and Solas, you two are making your way to the vantage point that would allow you to see over the entrance. Can each of you give me a dexterity check, please?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. Let's find the little me on the map. So I can use Lever's special thing.
Really should learn how to do those macros.
Yeah, I succeed.
Oh, Braxton succeeds as well.
Okay.
So
All right.
while we're heading up, Braxton's trying not to twist his ankles, and he's trying to get a rough idea of how much rubble there is around.
Yeah, so you guys get a good idea of getting through there, and you're being extra cautious, like to make sure, like a mixture of, like we can tell other people, hey, make sure, be careful about this spot. It's loose, loose stones here, don't grab onto this plant there because that might come out, that kind of thing. And you do make it up without too much trouble. You're doing a lot of crawling and stuff like that to keep low and keep under cover and everything like that. But you do get to the vantage point, and there's...
When we get there, Braxton wants to use his signaling check in reverse because he doesn't want to have a reflection off the front of his spyglass that might signal people. So he's going to take like doing the thing with the mirror to make signals. He's going to make sure he's not doing that, like with a piece of cloth or something, but also making sure he's not dead on to the sun.
The sun is setting right now, so it's very low, and you would realize that it's very likely to glint off of the lens of the spyglass from where you are.
Right. Can he put a bit of cloth over the edge to remove that risk, or is it just like not possible at the moment? If it's not possible, you won't use a spyglass.
Yeah, you might need to like attach something to the end, not permanently, but you could just like tie on some flat pieces of wood or stiff cloth or something like that to give it kind of a hood.
Is that something that he could do now?
Not where you are.
Maybe
right
with
now.
Right. Okay. I guess so. Not using the spyglass yet.
So the spot, there's a bush, and you're resting on a flat ledge, kind of laying out, and there's a rock at an angle above you. So it's a pretty good hiding spot, and you got a good view of the. You can't see the entrance itself, but you can see pretty much right down to it. So if there were, even from where you are, if there was anyone wandering around down there, you'd be able to see them.
Right.
You wouldn't be able to make out any details without the spyglass, but you could see, okay, there's some people down there.
Yeah.
Right now, there's no one down there.
Okay. Braxton wants to have a look, and he'll ask Solas to try as well. If we wanted to block off the entrance, is there anything we can make fall down that might block the road?
Not without magic.
Okay. With magic, is there anything we can loosen?
That depends on the magic.
Okay.
Also, we don't really want to block the entrance since it's potentially one of our routes out.
Oh,
Well,
I don't mean
it's
block
something
it
to
before we
consider.
come out.
It's something to consider.
I meant if we come out and we're being pursued, we might have a
I
way
mean,
of blocking it
Right.
behind us.
Yeah. What he just
I mean-
means is he's focusing on is this something that we could potentially do if we need it.
Yeah.
I mean, we always have ones of firewall and ice wall.
Yeah, there is that, but I'm wondering if there's any natural stuff.
Not without magic. There's no there's no. We can't really cause a rock fall without magic to
Yeah.
block it.
Can we see from here how well made the road looks? Whether it looks like it's highly used?
It's
Or would
not
we have
highly
to go
used.
down?
It's old. Go ahead and give me an engineering check. Actually, no. You'll need to any more information. You'll need to use a spyglass for.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
Solas's engineering check would be handy in such a case.
Is the road long enough that Braxon will be able to look in a different direction with his spyglass without making a? I suppose it's going to reflect somewhere anyway.
Yeah. Like, and that's the thing is like, it's all about like you don't see anyone down there right now.
No, but I don't want to take a chance.
Right. That's my point is that even if there was someone down there, they still might not be at the right angle to catch a glint from the lens. So it's all about being in the right place for it, kind of thing. So
but we won't have this problem in the morning.
Well, you're not looking right at the sun, but you're at a point where like you're basically looking south right now.
Yeah.
And the sun is setting off to the side. It's enough to and the sun is going to rise from the other side. So yeah, the morning is going to have a similar problem. Again, it's different places. People might not actually notice it.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Well, Braxton's going to look around, see if there's another vantage point that might not have so much of a risk of that.
There isn't. Solas can tell you.
Okay.
Once you're discussing it, it's basically just the fact that, the sun and the location of this mountain are such that, from this vantage point, it's always going to be a risk.
Yeah. Okay. I'm wondering if there also, I guess we can look on the way back. Also wondering if there's anywhere close to here that we could make as a forward operations base.
There is a potential camping spot, kind of midway between this spot and where your flitter is, but you'll need to discuss that with the whole party to see what you think.
Okay. Well, we'll go back and we'll check that out properly on the way back then, I suppose.
Because it depends on
And
what
if Solas
requirements
wants to
you're giving for your campsite.
Yeah.
All right, so you get back to the camp or the flitter. One thing that I should notice is that mention is that the road itself is not like perfectly straight heading away from the mountain. It does wind a bit, mostly to deal with like hills, because it is like rolling hills down there. And it does go towards the river, and you're pretty sure there's a small settlement in that direction, but it's far enough away that it's many hours away walking.
Right.
You're not sure how it would be like riding or marching or using a cart or something like that, but like you can kind of tell that many hours away is a settlement of some sort. You'd guess that that's probably where like supplies come from.
Yeah.
There's a question I would pose to the group. Thinking about the grates that we saw, I was like, what if we were to, I don't know, cause a blockage in one of them so they have to go out and unblock it? It would
Okay.
lure a couple of people out.
If you were to cause a rock slide,
I don't know, just some kind of natural phenomenon, you know. And I imagine they do occasionally get blocked up.
That's a possible plan.
We would potentially have a handful of people out here.
Not necessarily.
Might
If they
just be
can
the
live it.
unlucky one person.
If they plan for, let's say, being able to lose 2 or 3 of them, then the second one won't hurt them.
I mean, we don't know what would happen, but, you know, it's kind of...
How big a rock slide would it take to block most of them?
Well,
And could we make that look natural?
We have an expert in nature themselves here. Is this something we could do? Finn? Do you think, or...
I mean, it might also make them look up the mountain to see what
I don't know
disturbed
if
the rock.
he's here. No, because he had options.
I mean, if we are doing option like that, it would be on the day we are planning on going inside.
yeah, but there's
I'd
nothing.
think.
There's nothing wrong with like saying, okay, if we decide to block this, let's go see what we need to do, and just like say, okay,
Yeah.
if we decide to do that,
Yeah.
we need to go there and cast these spells or do these actions. You know, use a crowbar, whatever. So like, even if you decide not to do it, if you at least know what you need to do, so it's like. All right, so and so who's going to take care of this? Go block those now, and then they can just go do their thing.
Well, I'm the premise of what I'm thinking. My train of thought is basically block it off. They come out, they repair it. We ambush or take them out, or and basically interrogate them.
Yeah, I mean
And
that's a
then
possibility.
maybe use magic to muddle their minds or ensconce them away back at our. You know, put them under guard on our dolphin.
I mean, if we are doing it on the day we are going in, then we just kind of basically leave them tied up.
Right, but he's thinking about trying to get extra information.
Yeah. I mean, I've got memory read. I could learn, like, you know. I'm not saying it's a guarantee to work, but there's a reasonable chance that these are just grunts. That I would
Sounds
at
good.
least learn, like, a layout, you know, a patrol route. You know, your first day on a shift, this is what you do, this is what you don't do. I would learn that. That would be pretty useful.
Right. So again,
Sounds good.
Lafdul's idea is to block them to try to lure people up here to, you know, up the mountain to fix it, and then you ambush them. Okay.
Okay, so that's plan A. We don't necessarily need to go with plan A, but we need plan B and plan C before we choose to not do plan A.
Well, it's a part of one plan, not a plan itself.
Yeah.
Well, if you're talking about just a plan to get information, that's fine.
But we would also have to act pretty fast after that, since I think they would be missed.
All right, so
Or we take their place.
Well, but again, yeah. So you could take their place, or you could muddle their memories. You could always clear the blockage yourself. Once they as you're interrogating them, other people could clear the blockage, and then muddle their minds and send them back, or charm them into thinking that they did it, or some effect like that.
Yeah.
And then you're not worried about the time, kind of thing. I mean, there's a lot of options there.
Yeah, we can make refinements to plan A.
Yeah. But right now, you need to decide where you're going to camp. You're going to camp at the flitter. Do you want to also consider moving to... Because there is a definite potential campsite closer.
Was this the thing that was halfway?
Yeah. The question is, what requirements do you want in a campsite? Right now, where you are right now is close to the flitter. Its upsides is that short of any bright light or something coming out of this kind of depression that you're in, where the flitter is and everything like that, no one's going to see you unless they get onto, like, the edge, the ridge right around you kind of thing. So unless someone is coming up the mountain, you are completely invisible in this little spot.
Also
Okay.
remark.
So the downside
Right.
is that if it rains, all the water's coming in there.
Yeah. Question to Finn and Solas and to Lafdul as well, because he was flying. Did any of them see a better place to park the flitter?
No.
Which would
No.
involve
No.
making the flitter invisible and moving it tomorrow?
No, this was the best one.
Okay. So we're leaving the flitter there then.
We can easily camp the first night here as soon as the
Yeah, we'll
tiny hut
move
that
tomorrow.
that I cast will provide protection against elements.
Yeah. Okay, so it's a question of tomorrow we would move the camp to be clearer to where our objective is, because we don't want to be necessarily be spending an hour walking there and back every day.
I asked Levers, do you think you can shrink the flitter?
Just a second.
Well, if
So
there's
I
not,
think she can do it with can I roll spellcraft?
if there's not a better place to put
The
it,
question,
what's
the question is, what's the volume on reduce?
There's no volume. It's one creature or object. Let me see.
Because the
No, no,
flitter is
no,
a
it's
living creature object thing.
single object that does not exceed 10 cubic feet in volume
Oh.
per caster level.
Yeah, then you're high enough level. If you get a really bad roll on level variation, it will not be.
Or you fireball it.
I mean, I'm not talking a wild surge. I'm talking level variation.
There's always such chance.
Also, do remember that reducing the size doesn't last forever.
No, it only lasts 5 rounds per level. So we have to be really fast. How does it actually reduce the weight?
It reduces weight in the same amount. So if you reduce
What-
something's size by 10%, you reduce its weight by 10%. Don't think too
what
much
would
about it.
what would be the objective of us carrying the flitter though?
We could
We haven't
stow
got a
it in a
better place to
cave
put
that
it.
we otherwise can't fly it into or carry it into, but we can make it small enough to get it in, then it grows back to its normal size. We can't get out of it there, but it'll be perfectly secure, so we can leave it for multiple days.
Well,
I
how about
mean-
we find one of those caves first? It would be a real pity sort of placing the
Yeah.
flitter there and saying, oh, look, it's just a little bit too big for this cave.
Well, if we take stone shapes, we can maybe carve out the cave a bit.
That's probably a lot of work.
Even with stone
Well,
shape, that would be a lot of work.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just thought it was a good idea, you know.
Stone shape
Which-
usually for like small changes, like I'm carving a door through this wall.
I'm
I
not
was-
actually saying it's a bad idea. I'm just saying we should go and check it out first.
Yeah, that too.
And only once we find a place where we can actually hide the flitter properly like this, then we go and take it if necessary.
One
Yeah.
disadvantage
Easy.
of that is that you wouldn't be able to, like, what if you're, like, being chased up the mountain? You've rescued the guy, you've got him in tow, you're running up, running. You're climbing up the mountain as quickly as you can, and there are enemies climbing behind you. In the current situation, you literally yank the tarp off, hop in, and zoop, off you go.
Yeah, we lose the
Oh,
tarp,
warm-up
but that's
time.
it.
Well, you might even be able. You
Who
might even
cares
be
if
able
we
to.
lose a tarp?
Right. Well, you may even be able to keep the tarp. The point is that it's literally hop in. Okay,
And
admittedly, it does take 1d8 rounds to warm up the helm, but
It would take that regardless.
right. So the advantage of this is that you are in a situation that you can hop on your flitter and go. If you shrink it down, put it in some place where the entrance is too small, then you got to do that again to get it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should
And
just
and
clear
and
here.
not to forget that these are level 1 spells. Well, it is a level 1 spell, but enlarge and reduce have to be memorized separately. So that's 4 spells going for that, and 5 is the total she can memorize.
So I think our best bet is to just leave it here under the tarp. It seems like the easiest, less complicated way of doing it.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Unless we
Hmm.
find a
And-
superior landing spot, and a superior landing spot to me will be one where we don't need to shrink the flitter to get it into a cave.
That's one question that came up, Old.
Mhm.
If there are people inside the flitter when Leva shrinks it, would they be shrunk too?
No, they'd basically be kicked out.
Squished out like when you crush a can and the contents spills out.
No, it wouldn't even be that. Because no one would be injured. They just pop out. They'd fall out of it, kind of thing.
Oh, so you're not gonna use that as a way for us to insta kill people if we
No.
shrunk somebody's ship during
She
battle?
was actually
No.
she was more thinking of having all of you in there and shrinking the lot and taking it with, and then
But
somewhere.
I had the idea of us in the middle of a battle, like they're boarding our ship, but some of them are still on the enemy ship, and we swing you over on a rope, you tap it with a reduce, and shrink down the ship and crush everybody still inside.
No, but she
That'd
can
be
shrink the
really
ship
good
and
for
pop them out, so they'd
first
be
level.
sitting on the ground going, "What the hell happened?" So
You can always enlarge the door to force it to be jammed.
Yes, you can do that.
Or even cast priest or wizard lock on the door. What's the point? I might actually take that spell.
Now, I mean, if this was a situation where, like, that is a great plan if it's something like you need to leave your ship and go off someplace, and you really want to make sure that ship is as secure as you can possibly get without other things. You could, like, find a cave, shrink it down, put it in, come out, let it return to a full size inside the cave, and either like cover up the entrance or block it or something like that. If you're not worried at all about time, that is a pretty great plan. But you might be worried about time in this situation.
I have a question for Solas. The DM will probably end up answering this. Theory craft time for Solas and me, because we both have the same spells. So, spell immunity, glyph of warding. Make yourself immune to glyph of warding. Do you think it's possible?
I
you think
think
that
you
you're
might
gonna
be
be
able to
using-
make for a specific effect.
Yeah, I think you'd have to make it for a specific effect. And like, is that something that you think that you'd be doing right now, like for this adventure?
No, it's just the thought had crossed my mind, but I wasn't sure about it.
And also, it would have to be specific effect you've encountered before, experienced before.
Or something that you can create. If you can create it, then it doesn't matter if you've experienced it, because you can do it yourself. I would say wait until during the week and think about that. Unless you're really unless you really think that's going to be something useful, like today in this game session.
No, it probably won't be, but once we start exploring it, it may be something I consider taking.
one more question concerning stuff like that. Could Leva, when she casts the Phantom Horse, can she make it invisible?
Is it a creature?
That's partly why I'm asking.
I will go with yes for now. Like if you'd have to cast an invisibility on it, or it would have to be in like invisibility 10-foot radius or something like that. For now, I'm going to say yes. I'll ask me again after the session. I'll go read the spells.
Well, the reason is that we have several people who can make themselves invisible, or can make other people invisible, and we have several people that can fly, and the horse could be a source. Could be a way of flying. And anyone designated by the caster can actually sit on the horse.
Right. So
But if
Basically
it's
Braxon.
visible,
This-
then there's
if you
no
use
point.
if you use it this session, then I would say yes, you can make it invisible. And I will look at the spell again after the session and see if
Okay.
I change.
It
Thank you.
does say quasi-real horse-like creature. It's so
Yeah, and that's
a
my
creature.
gut. But I still want to look at the spell, and like some of it is also looking at sage advice to see if anyone has asked that before.
It says it's conjuration, but it's also phantasm. So is it an illusion or is it something? It must be
It's
an
both.
element of the quasi
It's both.
smoke.
If it says that if a spell is both conjuration, summoning, and illusion phantasm, then it's both.
Just
It's
phantasm.
both. It's just phantasm?
Yeah, no illusion.
Oh, that doesn't matter. Illusion and illusion phantasm
them
is the
have.
school. Yes, I know some of them have. It's a distinction without a difference.
Oh.
That's official. It's a distinction without a difference. Some of that's holdover from second edition. I mean, first edition, when there was a difference. All right, so you're gonna camp here tonight. Do you want to have anyone do you want to have a watch at that ledge that you guys already scouted out, like through the night? Do you want to have a watch around your camp, anything like that?
I don't know if
I'll
we got
take
enough.
I'll take first watch.
While there's still a bit of a daylight left, Solas would cast Leomund's Tiny Hat and make the sphere be same color as the stone of the mountain.
Mm-hmm. So
I don't
Ockar, you're
think
willing.
we've got enough people to watch both locations, have we?
I mean,
It's up to
I
you.
use spells, so I would like to sleep rather than keep
Yeah.
watch.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll
Finn as
keep
well.
I'll keep first watch since that'll give me time to rest afterwards and possibly memorize
I mean,
spells.
brought the blanket and pillow, because that'll allow you to stay up for longer
Yeah.
and still get the same amount of rest.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, he would have bought the blanket, yeah.
Because any of the party, it's just basically a case
It's
of who's
Ocker's,
carrying
it's
it.
Ocker's blanket.
Oh, that
It's
was my item?
Well, you never
Well, you was
claimed
carrying
it. It's a party item, but
It's
someone
party
has
item,
to
but
carry them.
you
I'm
are
fine with you have brought them.
responsible for
I'm
carrying
fine if you. I'm fine with you guys
Then
saying.
yeah,
you
I
brought
guess I'll use the pillow and blanket.
I mean,
Because you could stay up
after
for
my
4
shift.
hours.
I mean, for first night we might not have anyone in the ledge, but for the second night we can take blessed watchfulness, which allows the watchmen to stay awake for longer.
Yeah, but
Okay.
it ruins their. They still need sleep at some point.
Yeah.
I guess I'll use the blanket
can-
and pillow after my
Also,
watch.
if we're
Real fast. Ockar, since you piloted the spelljamming, you were on the helm. You didn't lose the spells that you had. You just can't cast them for 24 hours after you first sit on the helm.
Right, that too.
So if you're not planning on changing up your spells, then you don't need to worry about rememorizing anyway.
Yeah, so
Right.
I'll just do first watch and then I guess I'll wake up Braxon for second watch then.
Okay.
So
One thing, Brax.
Are you gonna
Yeah,
go watch at the ledge, or are you gonna watch around the camp?
I don't think we've got enough people to do the ledge and the camp, so we'll have to just do the camp.
For the next day or next night we can basically have
Yeah.
with blessed watchfulness, and that the fighters can rest during the day while spellcasters do most of the scouting with spells.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll do a patrol around the camp with Beowulf, because Beowulf could probably sniff out danger.
Oh, speaking of Beowulf, Finn, could you make Beowulf talk tomorrow? Because he could probably pick up sense. I don't actually ask for. Can you actually do that in an animal form yourself?
I can pick up sense in an animal form, yes.
Oh, so we don't need to make Beowulf talk. Now I was thinking about the roads. You might be able to pick up how old it was since someone last walked them. or something. I don't know. It's just a thing that was in the back of my mind.
One thing Braxon wants to try and do before we go to sleep is find something he can use to not make the end of his spyglass glint, and he'll let people know that looking at the observation, if other people want to borrow the spyglass, it's possible they could give away our position. So
I mean,
has
I
anyone
can
got
add
this?
on to that.
Yeah,
Would a piece of gem work? Can you look like through a piece of amber or something? Would that stop the reflection? I mean, you would look through like an amber hazy coloration, but
that would kind of mess up the image.
Yeah,
But it would-
amber is often not completely transparent.
And it would have to be in a lens shape for you to be able to see really.
it was
through
just
it.
a theory more than practicality.
What I'm
just
kind
wondering
of
if that's possible.
after, what I'm kind of after is making something like a hood.
Could I use engineering to devise something like that for a Braxon?
Yes, go ahead and roll.
It'd be made out of wood.
Close.
No. Okay, so Braxon, what do you want to try to use as a hood?
I was thinking maybe some cloth wrapped around with a couple of sticks, so that it's like extended, so that I get the direct light coming in, but I don't get the direct light bouncing off the lens.
All right, give me a dexterity check at half your score.
Okay.
It's damn shame that the table someone had to nudge it accidentally when
Okay.
I rolled.
Yeah, Lafdul, why'd you nudge the table?
I got
I was paid to.
I got a dex thing, but it
Just roll a
it's gonna
d20.
not do
Just
the
roll a
right
d20
score.
then.
Oh, okay.
Or, I mean,
half
if it
my
gives you the
score-
number, that's not half your score. All right.
Yeah.
You're going to have to try again, look for, scrounge up some more materials, the stuff that you were trying just
Could I
isn't working.
shape wood something stuck on the end to what he's trying to do?
Do you have shape wood memorized?
Yeah.
Go for it.
And if you get me some wooden material and show me what you're trying to do, I could shape wood and make it stick on the end.
He already has sticks, so I'm okay with you doing that kind of thing.
Alright. I get Braxon to describe it, then I will shape wood it.
Okay, so you shape wood into a bit of a hood. You'll need to be careful when using the spyglass. It can't be like shaken or anything like that, or it'll like come loose and stuff like that. And you will need to be very careful moving it. It is removable and everything like that, but like if you see something and you immediately like leap to your feet or something like that, then it'll probably fall off and break.
Like an attachment, like a camera lens attachment.
Yeah, and
I don't know.
I might drop it. It might go rolling down the side of
You
the
just
cliff.
make another one, I guess.
Well, I'm not talking about the spyglass itself. I'm talking about the hood.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I meant the
Okay.
bit might drop off.
Yep.
And go bouncing away.
Well, it'll probably
would
break instead, but
Yeah.
All right, so you do have a
Thanks
thing
for that.
for that. Anything
Brax
else
is gonna-
anyone wants to do before you guys kind of bed down for the night?
I have Sacred Guardian cast on as cast. I cast on no, didn't I?
I believe so.
Yes.
Yeah. Alright. So I would know if become in danger. Parsifal, I don't think it would make sense to have like multiple castings cast of that, or would it override the last one? Or
I mean, on other people, you mean?
yeah.
No, you can have. I believe you can have multiple Sacred Guardians cast on other people.
Alright.
Because it gives you an, you know what kind of danger they're in, right? Or do you just know that
it's
they're
just a
in danger?
mental. I get an image of their thing, some above the threshold.
Okay.
And it would last a day level. So it would last probably this little campaign we're doing. I was thinking, who's the most likely? If we're ever to split up, it's more likely going to be me, Finn, So it behooves us for me to cast a Sacred Guardian on, I don't know, you, Solas, if you cast one on either Finn or me. So if we ever split up and we're in danger, then we know who's...
Once I take it for the next day.
Yeah, and I'll do the same.
Oh, Lafdul, I just
Yeah.
had a thought about your plan A.
Yeah.
If I've got that oil of sleepiness, which
Sleep.
yeah, I don't know exactly what it's called, but it's
Slipperiness.
sleepiness.
No, it's the perfume that makes people asleep.
Yeah,
Oh.
it the thing that didn't work against the dragon. So we haven't successfully used it yet, but if somebody could make me invisible and we block up the inlets, I could just sit there invisible, and when they
Why
come
don't
along
you-
to repair it, they would fall asleep.
Or there's a better way. Why don't you just put it on an innocent-looking Finn as he takes a animal form? You just smother him up. He
I
just
could do
walks
that.
straight on past.
Yeah, I could do that.
They get a good whiff of that. They fall down asleep.
Or have a sneaky Lafdul walk past with that move silently.
I could do that. I'm just saying that might help towards plan A.
I thought that's another
Because we don't
rather
want to
discreet way
beat
of doing
them
it.
up.
To be fair,
If you want to capture them, we don't want to beat them up because they don't remember anything, but they're covered in bruises. Would not fit in with their story that they.
I'd
came
rather
back
just
and
grapple
didn't
and
do anything.
restrain them.
Yeah, but if they fall asleep, we don't have to.
Mhm.
And if they all fall asleep except one person, only one person has to be grappled.
I
Anywho.
will take a silent spell just in case they scream bloody murder down that shaft. Help, we're being attacked. Yeah, I'm silencing that.
Help,
Or
I'm
at least
being
going to
oppressed.
try to.
All right, you guys good for bedding down for the night then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ockar, on your shift, watch shift, are you going to be just like down in this depression, or are you going to like go up on the edge? Are you going to take any precautions, like not wear your armor or anything like that? What are you going to be doing?
Huh?
How are you going to go about your watch shift?
I mainly plan to do like keep up a patrol of the area with Beowulf sniffing around to make sure nothing tries to sneak up on us while we rest.
Okay, are you going to take any personal precautions about what you're doing to make sure you're not spotted or anything?
I won't have any light. I'll be keeping a hand on Beowulf's reins for his saddle to make sure, and have him leading me around with his better eyesight in darkness.
Okay. The moon is out, and it's and there's stars and everything like that, so you're not in too much danger from like obvious stuff. Like it's not pitch black.
Okay. I'm just trying to not, and I won't be wearing I won't be wearing my armor, so it's not overly reflective.
Okay.
You won't be noisy either.
Yeah.
I take it you've lent Braxon the blanket while you're on your watch.
Yeah.
Blanket and pillow.
Yeah.
And I'll have my spear ready.
All right. So your watch shift is uneventful. You do not see anything, and you're not going close enough to the edges to like look to any of the ledges or the vantage points to see down the mountain and see what's going on. But you do not see anything other than small animals, kind of thing. So you then wake up Braxon. And Braxon, how about you? Any particular?
Does Braxon know if Finnel'ar can see in the dark? I guess he'll find out.
Okay.
Owls
Needs
are
an owl.
pretty good. nighttime vision anyway.
Yeah, he's basically going to get Hularat to check behind him. So he'll have Hularat sit on his shoulder.
Okay.
And we're in a crater, yeah? So Braxon's not going to do a regular patrol because that will be a pattern. But what he's going to do is he's going to try and figure out a few places on the lip of the crater where you can look over the edge without it looking too obvious that it's a head shape.
Okay.
And he's basically gonna look all around from one of them. So he'll look off to that side, but he'll also look behind him and in other directions, and he'll periodically just change to another position.
Wasn't it crevasse instead of crater where we were?
It's more of a depression.
Okay, depression.
Like it's not a crater.
A little
It's not exactly a
overhang.
crevasse. There is a jagged side on one side that's very very flat and sharp, but not high.
Is that jagged as in you'd get cut if you fell over?
No,
Or-
just more like it's not a smooth slope up. It's more flat and broken off and stuff like that.
But would it be like at the top? Would it be like a sort of irregular?
Yeah,
So that
and
a
it's
head's
irregular.
less likely to be noticed.
Yeah, and it's irregular.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the sort of place that Braxton will be looking for.
Okay. Periodically, your serpentine owl will be communicating to you telepathically that it has noticed a small animal moving about, or there's some bats flying around, or something like that.
That's good. If the
And
animals are
let's see.
coming near us, then they don't care about us. If they were scared off, it might sort of let other people know we're here.
Well, they're not particularly close.
Yeah.
It's more like telling you that off to the right, over in that bush, there's a small rodent kind of thing, and that bush is like 40 feet away from you, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But your night is uneventful as well. The winds let up a bit, so it's no longer strong winds by morning.
Yeah.
It's still, kind of windy, but the kind of winds that would be really nice for a sailing ship to be able to move if you were on the ocean and in a
Right.
sailing ship. But
When the others get up, Braxton will go check the spellcasters as they're getting up and see if Finn looks like he's not preparing spells, and then let him know there's some animals around him in case he wants to go chat with them.
Finn's got a lot of spell preparation to do.
Okay.
yeah, I mean, it's not going to interrupt him to Finn, you're not going to be interrupted for him to just let you know that, but yeah, you got things to do before without so you can't act on it.
Once Braxton knows that, he'll check in with all the other spellcasters, see how long they need for spell preparation, maybe prepare some food for people in the morning, and head off to the lookout post.
Okay, so you're gonna take the first watch there, kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. How long roughly did people say? Because I'm wondering how long he should go off for before someone comes.
Oh, you got plenty of time considering all spellcasters complete change up of their spells.
Okay.
In the morning, Solas would ask if Leva would be kind enough to cast invisibility to him, since he just realized that he doesn't have the basic invisibility spell, only the 10 feet radius.
Yeah, Lewa will do that.
Yeah, I don't think I don't think Braxon can use a spyglass if he's invisible. I think we found that out before, didn't we?
Yeah. And
Poke your eye out.
you
Well, it's not that,
you
it's
can't
the
use your
spyglass
spell
is
books if they're invisible either, so that you have to take them out and put them down and let them become visible if you're getting
Yeah, no
invisibility
reading
cast on you.
scrolls if they're. Could you do it with True Seeing up at the same time?
Oh yeah, if you have True Seeing on, then
Yeah, alright.
like
So
you
I've
can
got
tell
the
that someone
fact-
has invisibility on them, but you can see clearly.
I think I've got another 4 hours of Hula. Hang on.
Yeah, for simplicity purposes, you've got 4 hours while you were on watch, and then 4 hours, so about through 10 a.m., assuming that everyone wakes up at 6 a.m.
Yeah. Okay, so
Probably would have gone to bed earlier. No,
so Braxton's going to head off to the point, and he'll basically put Hula on one of his legs, or Hula. Yeah, and Hula can because Hula can talk to him telepathically, so he doesn't need to do that. I was going to say tap me on the leg, but he can just sit somewhere where he's not too obvious. Oh, what's his vision looking down? Is he able to say what he sees?
Better than yours. Although it's
Okay.
better than yours at night primarily.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, so Hularat could do that if we start guarding this place at night. I suppose the problem I'm going to have is Hularat doesn't necessarily know what we're looking for, so it'd be an interpretation. But he's not an animal, is he? He's a magic item.
It's a magic item, but it's still an animal, so it communicates to you as if it were an animal. So, like it was not seeing those small rodents; it was hearing those small rodents, for example, at night.
Yeah.
So it's like I hear a rodent in that bush over there, that kind of thing.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, so Braxton will tell Hularat that he's looking for people. We're looking for a cave at the end of this road where people live underground.
So,
and he's looking for evidence of that.
Unless you're going to send the owl down there, your best bet is probably to just like have it keep a watch around you for any dangers while you're focused on what's going on down below.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that then.
Okay. Just because like that's the best thing that it functions as. You'd have picked this up kind of using.
Yeah.
Is that it works best as kind of like a sentry type.
Yeah. So basically, Braxton would say the two things he wants him to watch out for is if any creatures that aren't animals come towards him, or if anything that's a big dangerous creature comes towards him.
All right.
But if he's just seeing normal animals, that's fine.
Okay, Solas only needs 140 minutes to take all of his spells that he is going to take.
Did you, Braxon, did you want to say someone come get me when the spellcasters are all done, or did you want to decide to go back
I guess
at a certain
so,
time, or what?
Seeing as they didn't have a specific thing. He will be coming back after 4 hours.
Okay.
When Hularat turns back into a normal thing, but I don't know if people want to have someone else come and do another watch by then.
Yeah, Finn's got about 4 hours and 50 minutes of memorization to do.
Okay.
I guess Braxton could say to Ockar before he goes, he'll find Ockar and ask Ockar if he wants to do another watch or whether we just do 4 hours of watching.
You could do the 4 hours and just take the blanket to make up.
Well, no, he's had a rest before that. My thought is we're going into the day. If Braxton's there for 4 hours and then we stop watching, who's watching? Yeah, Braxton's gonna go watch for 4 hours and then say, "Someone come and get me when it's getting to the time when the spellcasters are ready.
Solas, once he's memorized all of his spells, would cast 3 Sacred Guardians, one for Leva, one for Finn, and one for Lafdul.
Okay.
So I only took the one. I wasn't sure. Alright. I'm casting mine on. Mine lasts 10 days. Well, yours lasts.
Who were you casting yours on?
10th?
Did you?
I'm casting mine on Solas.
Okay.
Mine lasts 9 days.
It's 1 + 1 a level. Should be 10 if you're 9th.
Then it's 10 days. I'm 9th level.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you were 10th or not.
And
Cast on Solas.
once Leva is ready to cast invisibility on Solas, he will go do some scouting.
How long do Leva and Lafdul need for spell memorization?
Not as long.
Leva doesn't need very long at all.
Okay.
Let me
Would
see.
Leva be done in the 2 hours 20 minutes that Solas needs?
Let me have a quick calculation.
My only hold up is whether or not.
I'm sorry. Your only holdup is what?
Whether or not I take 2 polymorphs.
You're cutting off a little bit because I
My
assume
only
polymorph
holdup-
self, but you
my
said
only
polymorph
holdup-
and then whatever came after that got cut off.
Yeah, my only hold up is whether or not I take 2 polymorphs.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'd have my time. I just can't decide. Yeah.
No, hurry up and decide.
I'll stick with the 1. I guess I should take another. Oh, I still. Just in case.
Okay.
I guess.
Yeah, it's about 2 hours in total, I think. No more than that.
Okay, so we should be ready about same time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm working on mine now.
Yeah, Solas asks for the invisibility spell and then casts fly to go scouting.
All right. How long it's 1d6 plus
2.
1 turn per level?
Yeah, 1 turn per level and plus 1d6 turns. So it's a minimum 11 turns.
Okay.
Just a second, Alt.
Mhm.
Level variation for invisibility.
That's a good point.
Maybe it's a wild search.
It is not a wild search.
Okay.
All right. So so after about we'll just round it up to 3 hours for you two, Leva and Solas.
I was. Oh.
Yeah?
I was 2 hours 40.
Okay. So about 3 hours for all three of you. So Solas is going to go off and
I'm going to be flying down the mountain and go look the entrance at the road. And when I'm down there, I will cast clairvoyance and clairaudience to the gate to see and hear what's behind it.
okay.
Spells work.
Keep
I'm
in
not flying
mind that you will not want to cast that within hearing. Cast those within hearing of anyone else. So if you're down there.
Yeah. I'm not going to be casting it right there. I'm just going to be flying nearby it and then go a bit off the road, basically
You could.
hover
I mean,
over the grass.
like there's the. Is there an actual range on those spells?
No distance limitations as
Okay.
long as it's
So-
on the same plane of existence.
Then you'd probably go back up to where Braxon is, so you can communicate with him.
Yeah.
Anything that you.
Yeah, but I also do the flyby down there.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So you head down. What is the movement speed with the with fly?
With fly spell, it's 18, if I remember correctly. Yes.
So yeah, you can get down there pretty quick.
Yeah.
Okay, so you fly
And
down.
maneuverability is class B.
You fly down and get within. Like, how close are you getting? Are you just close enough to be able to make out details and trying to be like
Yeah,
as surreptitious as possible, kind of thing?
Yeah, close enough that I can see what kind of gate there is, and
Okay.
but not close enough to see if there's, for example, any decorative writing on some parts of it.
Okay. To not see writing or to see writing?
Not see writing.
Okay. So the entrance is pretty nondescript. It's kind of like a stone box projecting out from the foot of the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
The road leads right up to that. Give me an engineering check, please.
Just a moment. Well, that's a success.
Okay. You would estimate that the road is fairly old. Exactly how old, you can't tell, but somewhere above 100 years is when it was made, when it was paved.
Yeah.
So it's not in the best of shape. You do not think that it is heavily used. It's regularly used, but not heavily used.
Mm-hmm.
Is what you would conclude. The
Basically only used when they deliver supplies and prisoners.
That would be a reasonable guess, yes. Projecting out from the foot of the mountain is basically a stone box, and there are a pair of big, heavy wooden doors. Not big enough to get a cart in, but easily big enough for a couple men to like carry in crates or barrels of supplies and stuff like that. And certainly large enough for people to walk 2 or 3 abreast, coming in or out.
I'm guessing
You
they are
can see
also
that
pretty
they're.
thick.
I'm sorry.
I'm guessing also that they are pretty thick.
Yeah. And it's very reinforced. It's very well constructed, very sturdy. And you can also see that there is some writing above the door. You can't make it out from, because you specifically said that you wouldn't be able to.
Mm-hmm.
And there is also a plaque to the side of the door that has some writing on it as well, and that it's smaller, but you can obviously see that it is writing. It's kind of a weathered bronze plaque. On the other side of the door, you can see that there is a pull rope of some sort that leads inside.
I'm guessing that's basically the doorbell.
Or some sort of signaling device, yeah.
Mm.
So do you want to head back up to where Braxon is, or do you want to go closer to read the writing?
Not today. I will head back where Braxon is to cast a clairaudience and clairvoyance to see what's behind the gate.
Okay. All right. So you fly up to Braxon. Braxon, your owl alerts you that that it can hear something invisible flying towards you.
Okay. And Solas never told Braxon that he was going to be doing this.
Yeah, but when he is coming close and sees Braxon, he would whisper that he is approaching.
Whisper.
Braxon's
going to swing a sword at you.
Well, say quietly so that the sound doesn't carry down.
Braxon would cautiously bring back his spyglass and take off the little thing that covers the end and get ready in case he's going to have to fight.
And then when
And he'd get back from the ledge as well.
okay, and then when Solas says that it's him,
Yeah.
what happened? What do you do?
Well, he'd wait for him to come in.
Okay.
Solas would basically tell what he saw and say that he came here to cast a clairaudience and clairvoyance spell, so he can communicate what he sees and hears, and then will continue scouting flight.
Okay. Do you need to use my spyglass?
No.
Do you need protection?
No.
Okay. I'll get back
There's
to
that
where I was.
underhook down there. You don't need me to defend you.
I'll get back to what I was protecting in. Basically, he'll let Hoonrat know this is okay. This is Solas in bird form.
So
Solas invisible.
So that's about the point when Hularat will return to figurine form.
Okay.
So it's about
Fair
10
enough.
a.m. at this point.
Fair enough.
All right, so you begin casting your spells, Solas?
Yes.
Okay.
I will
Which one are you going to cast first?
I will cast clairvoyance first.
Okay. It fails.
Okay. So they have some kind of protection that prevents it. Potentially lead sheeting.
Do you want to cast the clairaudience just to be on the safe side, or do you want to hold on to that?
The spell should indicate somehow why it failed, if I remember correctly.
Let me look.
In the description of the spell.
Did Solas say to Braxon that his spell failed?
Hold on, let me take a look at the spell.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, Wizard has some indication that it is so blocked.
Okay. It is not blocked by lead. The
Or
spell...
magical protection.
the spell failed.
Okay.
It was not blocked. The spell failed.
Okay.
If Solas said that to
anti-magic.
Braxon, then he would say something to him. So
Solas tries the clairaudience to be on the safe side.
Well, what were you saying, Braxon?
I was saying, did Solas tell Braxon that his spell failed, or is he just doing this without talking? Because Braxon would say something.
Solas would not say anything before he has cast the second spell.
Okay.
Alright.
Fair enough.
So you cast Clairaudience, and that also fails.
Okay, so Solas then thinks that there might be anti-magic field in the entrance and mentions that to Braxon.
Okay. When you cast these spells, can you move the observation point?
No, it's static.
Okay, fair enough. Because Lever's got that eyeball thing.
Yeah, but that eyeball is also physical object.
Fair enough.
That can be seen. It can be seen.
Yeah.
Well, what you might want to do is cast a spell that's just outside the gate and see if that works.
Yeah, that's for tomorrow.
Well,
Okay.
Leva proposes in the group that she makes Tayan invisible and sends him ahead. And when he turns visible again, then he can just turn around and run away.
Okay.
And
We've
we
not got
know
back
what-
yet, but we'll
Tayan
be
have the
ready.
intelligence to realise that.
I think Tayan realizes that all of a sudden he is visible again. What do you think, Old?
I don't think you've ever put Tayan in that position, so I'm not sure you know how he'd react.
Before Solas goes off to do more flyby scouting, he would tell Braxon to tell others that there's most likely anti-magic area behind or near the gate.
Okay. How long are you keeping watch for here?
I'm going to be flying around
For how long?
for about 2 hours in all together. So for about hour and a half still, I think.
Another
Okay.
hour. If you're looking at a total of 2 hours, you've already spent an hour.
Okay, well then hour.
Right, because it's an hour for me to get back, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if I head back, by the time I head back, if someone comes up then, there's no one to replace you.
I mean, I'm flying around, and I will fly back to camp when I'm nearing the end of my flight time.
It might be better for me to stay out here then, so we've got someone that can watch after you've gone. Because Ockar hasn't come out yet.
For the hour
Ask
that I have
Ockar.
left for flying, I would basically look if there is potential, like other air vents and such, not the chimneys to
Okay.
the prison.
All right. So you begin scouting for another hour. Braxon, you want to wait there until someone relieves you?
Yeah, I'll wait. Yeah.
Okay.
Because
So back at the camp, after Solas leaves, Finn is still studying his spell or praying for his spells. Leva and Lafdul and Ockar, what do you guys want to do?
I'm still contingent on causing that disturbance, but I think I need Finn, so I can't really do much in that specific regard until then.
Okay.
Leva doesn't have actually much of a plan. She would.
I mean, it's perfectly fine to like wait until you get more information. You know that Braxon and Solas are out doing stuff, and Finn might want to do something when he finishes getting all of his spells. If you want to wait for more information.
Yes, she wants more information. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Finn, rounding up, it was what, 5 hours, give or take?
Just short of it.
Yeah. So you get like some bite to eat, relax your mental state. So you're looking at about 5 hours when you're done. What are you feeling for? What do you want to do for the day, or do you want to talk to the other party members to start coming up with a plan while you wait for people to get back?
Solas has already been down and looking at the gate. I don't see that we need to go down there.
Well, he hasn't been back yet, though. So you can wait. I mean, like again, you can wait until he gets back and discuss things.
I think I would be back around the time Finn is finished.
How long did it take you to get spells?
Just over 2 hours.
How long did it take Leva to get spells again?
Around 2 hours, but you say you up. You rounded to 3.
Right. All right.
Yeah.
So let me.
And the fly was for 2 hours.
So yeah. So you, Solas, you would be getting back about the time that Finn is finished praying for spells.
Well, I would once I return, I would describe the gate and also tell that I tried casting clairaudience and clairvoyance and they failed. So I think that there might be anti-magic field right at the entrance.
Yeah, it seems that we're not using magic to gain entrance, at least not free. If we're disguising ourselves, speaking of disguises, are you casting seeming on? Or
I
not?
can cast it, but is there a point for me casting it at the moment?
No. I was just wondering if it was on your routine now.
I do have it on my list, but since I don't think we are planning on encountering anyone.
Wow.
All right. Well,
Potentially those
how
people
about this? It is about time for us to take our break, so this does give you guys a few minutes to think about like what other kinds of scouting you want to do, what other kind of research you want to do around here, and we will pick it back up in
Some
about 10
questions
minutes.
quickly.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Does anti-magic field work for innate powers? Like Finn's shape change or
yes.
Lafdul's alter self?
Yeah, they're magical in nature.
Yes, but Finn does not return to his form. He just can't change forms. Like
Okay.
it doesn't
Ew.
force his change back.
Does he would he still have his human mind in the animal form, or
Yeah.
would it
Yeah, he
revert
would.
to animal mind?
No, he because he's still himself.
Also, did I spot anything while I was flying for the second hour?
You did not spot anything that you haven't already seen before.
Okay.
Unless you were looking for something specific. If you want to think about some things that you were looking specifically for, then ask me after the break, and we'll kind of like readdress that in such a case. Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll be back in about 10 minutes, everyone. Good time to get something to drink or stretch your legs, and we'll be back shortly.
See you on the other side.
See you then.